first few waves.
Oh yeah, we remember using the static link, tanking the tower, soaking up 6 damage from the enemy mid laner while reducing his HP down to 20%.
Unprecedented.
Good job, Oracle.
I think High Shaggy may be able to do something a little bit more contention against Abed as we begin our game number 1 draft, Black and Yellow versus Evil Geniuses. So yeah, the mid lane, another thing that I would be also kind of curious of is Arteezy's hero pool as well. I think of the regions that we've seen so far in the DPC, I think I have been the least impressed by the North American carry pool. I don't know if that's just like a anecdotal thing that I've noticed.
Do you feel that way because they're not picking different heroes, or because... Yes. Okay. Well, I mean, that could be just like a tactical decision, right? Like there's other regions that sometimes will grab like mids or semi-carries and put them in the safe lane. That certainly happens. I love watching those games, but if that doesn't fit your understanding of the game, then I don't really fault them for it.
But I see these safe lane SFs that are showing up in all of these other regions, and there's Bane.
There's Bane, but for Black and Yellow. That means we will see Jarex playing a different hero, and this might be the hero form. Also, it might be hero for crit, because last time I checked, he was spamming out Hoodwink and Shadow Shaman. These were his 2 most played heroes from position 4.
Yep, and he played it in played Hoodwink in their previous match as well. Dragonite is an Abed classic. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be mid though. We saw it being played in the offlane by Amar in the EU region recently. Went for an armlet build, so maybe we'll see that come back into style too. It's a good way to offset Bane's harass. Like Bane's right click is excellent. He's got decent armor. Brain Sap helps heal you when you're trading, but Dragon Armor in some ways is kind of the same, right? You're just resisting the damage and healing it back up, so it could be an option there. And there's that offlane setup you talked about.
Yeah, 4th time starting out with the offlaner. This is 3rd time picking up Magnus. So far I've seen mech build, like Arcane Boots mech into a Blink, and mostly opting for Lotus Orb coming up from the offlane on 0, but we'll see what he decides to go for this one. Magnus will give them that team fight, because Bane doesn't really provide you with much, you know, it's more about control, but you need something big. We'll also start to look for something to give the Empower to. Last time they played it with the Ember Spirit, so no surprise EG decided to ban it out.
10 seconds remaining.
Jube's straight cheesing over there.
Yeah.
He's got plans.
Remaining.
So the same plans that Arkosh had.
That's what I think.
Do something weird. Nah, I expect them to play standard. I think when you take an opportunity like this in your team that's trying to get better, you just play the strat that you think is the best against the best team, and they're going to probably beat you, but they're going to help you understand what the weaknesses are.
You need to be in a comfort zone if you want to match up decently against team like EG. You can't just start playing a new hero suddenly. Did you ever play Magnus? I didn't. Well, you're playing it right now. I don't think they're gonna do that.
Be like Collapse. You saw how good that was? I don't care.
Yeah, just play like Collapse.
Play like
we
Collapse.
heard that, what, during TI 8?
Just play like Seb.
Yeah.
And then my control was mentally done.
Doesn't work for me at home.
Turn to ban.
Gotta make good decisions. Second phase banning, they do ban out High Shaggy's Ember Spirit, which was certainly the hero that he played that looked the most fantastic for sure. Had great games on those. Very high skill level on that hero, so he's gonna have to play something else.
Yeah, and previously they had also consistently saved Shaggy's hero for the final pick. And so if EG think that they can exploit his minimal hero pool, might as well just start dedicating bans to it now.
Yeah, it makes sense to get rid of it, right? Especially if they did their homework like Lacoste and saw that they're going offlaner in the first phase. It's easy to save until the second phase, so you don't have to worry about any like weird meta stuff that might make the game kind of wacky.
I would love to see something with lower cooldown control stun coming out from Black and Yellow. I've seen them play a lot of Dark Willow. Personally, big fan of this hero. Provides you with so much control and can fix a lot of the draft. Also Lion, but they also need to start thinking about like Hoodwink. So far, EG is doing a very good job of like protecting the Dragon Knight. This could potentially mean, you know, just a laning phase. So Dragon Knight could be on the off lane.
I think it's very likely, especially because the Ursa got banned there in the second phase. If they're going to be more flexible about it, I don't think they necessarily would have revealed it. It's obviously a great pairing with Magnus, but like the fact that it would be a strong melee hero and also dumpster Dragonite.
It's also Radiant Ursa, which you need to be more careful about. Radiant Ursa is like 2 times stronger because you play the top part of the map once the tier 1 towers fall, and you threaten the Roshan so much because Dire team, they need to move to the top lane, play around the Rosh pit, which is something they don't want to do. Usually they just play the bottom part of the map.
And you guys also alluded to how ATF had been playing pretty much in all of his games carry from the off lane, and we have a literal carry going to the off lane with Nightfall, so DK should be a natural transition for him.
Yeah, it should be okay. The armlet builds have been so popular, so that's why it was kind of cool to see ATF do it, because Dragon Knight already has a huge amount of armor. And his skill build, actually, that game was pretty interesting. I think he went 2 points in Dragon Armor, but then he went Max Breathe Fire, which is a skill that's basically been neglected for like 6 years on Dragon Knight over other ones. They say like, oh, I need more armor, or other times like, well, it's really more important to have my stun or low cooldown. With Breathe Fire, you can actually kill creeps at a good speed. Armlet offsets your slightly lower armor and regen, and then it kind of just makes like a decent DPS hero that can actually take towers faster.
And the Breathe Fire damage reduction also is quite handy against an Empower hero, because Magnus trying to boost heroes that have high base stats.
Remaining.
EK cuts all stats, actually. It's not just green damage. I think it's green damage and white damage on
Yes,
Breathe Fire.
but it's basically going to offset whatever Empower gives, because
Right.
Empower gives you like 45% damage advantage. Breathe Fire is going to reduce it by the same amount, so it's still good by all means, because you're right, there is synergy there. But yeah, DK has got some good stuff going for him.
Now a Wyvern, so who's the 5 right now for EG?
I feel like it's Wyvern 5, Hoodwink position 4. There's the Dark Willow. They're just going with the stuff that they feel comfortable. As we said, I want to see something that jumps the back line. Storm Spirit or Void Spirit feels really good. Catching the Hoodwink, catching the Wyvern. The only kind of real stun they have is Dragonite. You can still get caught by Wyvern's Curse, Hoodwink's Bushwhack, but you need something that can just be able to cut into backlines. Like if this was the previous patch, I would say Spectre would feel really nice, considering you're playing into Wyvern and Hoodwink, and with the Magnus that can increase your farming potential. But I feel the hero just feels very weak right now. I checked the win rate on Pro Dota 2 tracker. It was like 35%, and I got really surprised.
Yeah, the hero's fallen off, but I like the idea of someone who's going to be able to jump the backline from the carry role, because again, they generally save Shaggy's hero for the end, and if they pick it now, then I feel like Abed will make quick work out of High Shaggy, and so if they're able to get someone who can jump backlines from a carry role instead, and then continue stalling out that mid lane Shaggy pick, that would be ideal for Black and Yellow.
Yeah, that could work. The only other thing about Winter Wyvern that I'm seeing is that Bane's skill enfeeble pretty relatively early these days. They don't max Brain Sap, and in that patch where Holy Lockout was God tier on Wyvern.
Good Bane players.
Yes, good Bane players. And in that patch where Holy Lockout was good on Wyvern, man, I loved skilling Enfeeble against it, because you're effectively doing like, 1,000 points of damage by enfeebling and Cold Embrace target. That's really nice as a counter. So, but with that said, they clearly have something in mind with the Wyvern, whether it's team fight control to help offset Magnus Blink, BKB RPs, you just Winter's Curse that. That's a good way to interrupt the team fight and just give you your strong combo.
It gives them something to match team fight with Wyvern. Wyvern was always kind of considered as a counter, either Enigma or Wyvern. Whenever you see Magnus, you know they're going to be grouping around that RP.
And they'll have physical damage too, and you have a way to stop physical damage, so yeah, there's their dive hero. Void Spirit, another one of the many spirit heroes that do the same stuff. High mobility, jump in, deal pretty darn good damage.
So
evasiveness.
What else? Evasiveness, a Remnant.
Good laner, like
Good
there's
laner.
5 seconds.
There's definitely an archetype.
gap closer. I mean, all the spirits right now feel really good, but yeah, Void felt like the best option they could go for.
So do you pick an Arteezy hero now, or do you get the counter before Black and Yellow can dedicate 2 more bans to Abed's mid pool?
They still don't know. Like EG has last pick, so I think they want to wait to see carry to carry matchup and just go with the mid laner or the off lane right now. Okay.
Well, pick up the TB, and not a whole lot to necessarily accelerate the TB here. Sure, Wyvern can protect the TB, but there's not that much physical damage that Cold Embrace is going to mitigate. It's pretty much all magic damage on the side of Black and Yellow.
Remaining.
Yeah, but Empower is, they're going to pick a physical damage carry with Empower, so that aspect is there. It'll be fine. I think TB's a fine pick. Like, it's definitely Arteezy's signature hero. Lots of objective taking. It'll give them like 2 ways to take towers between Dragonite and Terrorblade. The amount of physical damage he'll output is strong. You have illusions basically always in the fight that can offset Nightmare, which is usually a moderate problem to deal with. And it's just going to make the team fights a lot harder for Black and Yellow. If they don't lock him down or kill him from full to nothing, they really got to worry about Sunder. Because outside of like Grip, it's like basically like Grip or RP, Terrorize. Those are the only 3 big spells they have to worry about. I guess that's a lot. It's a lot of BKB piercers, but I think it'll be a good game for RTZ.
I almost hope that Black and Yellow kind of forgo the Magnus synergies, because I feel like magic damage will go a very long way. Like
against TB
and the DK and Cold Embrace. So, I mean, even something like, I don't know if Black and Yellow has it in Arsenal, but like a safe lane Leshrac, I feel.
I mean,
you're gonna fall off. I think you need to like start thinking about the mid game transitioning into the late game, because right now they don't have any real tower hitters, and like Leshrac gives them that. I would just love to see something a bit more different, like classic Phantom Assassin, but not Battle Fury. We've seen who was it, Skitter, who was going for Maelstrom build, which I think you need that type of a hero that can build into Maelstrom.
Yeah, sure, certainly like some magic damage type items could work, whether it's MKB or Maelstrom or Mjolnir.
Right.
Or someone that has like hybrid skill, something like Gyro could hypothetically work for in terms of like if you're really worried about the damage spread, because DK and TB will have really high armor.
Right.
But
and Faceless Void would have been a good choice. The magic damage on the time locks, but they ban it out.
Yep, it would have been decent. Maelstrom amplified by Magnus, he would have farmed really quick. It would have given them stronger team fight than what EG's dealing with at the moment. Would have been all right. But here they go, 14 seconds for the last pick.
I don't think they have many options. If they didn't have Magnus on Black and Yellow, I would say it's a pretty good drop Ranger game. I'm not sure if they want to like pair it up with, but yeah, they go with the Phantom Assassin. Seemed like the best option they had. I'm looking at the hero list. Thank God the production printed it out, made my job 10 times easier. Thank you.
I forgot to look at it. Whoops. No, I'm a little unsure about the PA though, because they do have so much armor on DK and TB that like,
how big are the crits going to be?
They're going to be bad. Like the Desos, like the counter to minus armor is to have a lot of armor in the first place, because it undercuts that advantage that you get from it. So it can kill support certainly and help hit backlines. That part's good. And Batrider for the last pick for Abed, laning against Void Spirit. Yeah. That one can be okay. Void Spirit can jump out sometimes, but if he's got enough stacks, it's scary. He's going to be great at like disrupting the dive in the backline for Black and Yellow. His job is to like mess with Bane, Dark Willow, Magnus on the Batrider.
And one of the shortcomings that you mentioned, Lacoste, I still feel didn't get repaired, which was the lack of tower damage. I don't know who on Black and Yellow is supposed to take objectives, really.
Eventually, there's going to be tower damage coming out from the Phantom Assassin. They need to definitely play with the siege creep units this time around, but Phantom Assassin looks okay. Like Void Spirit and PA can jump the backlines. I think that's what they've been looking for, not necessarily carry-to-carry matchup. It's just being able to kill those two supports who are going to be very elusive, like Annoying Wyvern also to one extent, using the Q just to be able to walk over the trees. But looking at the drafts, you know, still favoring EGs here a bit more.
Sure.
Very easy to say that when EG's the better team, but
I'll say favoring the drafts, the heroes.
Yes, but the Black and Yellow, if I've ever seen a good Lotus Orb game coming up from the offlane Magnus, like this is it. Like this is one of the best Lotus Orb games I've seen in a while.
That's true. Lasso you can reflect. You could reflect Sunder as well. It's definitely pretty solid.
Dragon Bell stun. And +1 extra, which I forgot because I can't see it on the screen.
It's okay. I will show it to you on the screen as we get into game number 1, Evil Geniuses versus Black and Yellow with T-Gov and Moxie.
All right, we have this game coming up here, and we have some very early strats coming out from the side of Black and Yellow. Sounds like our panel wasn't too convinced that they're going to be able to pull this off. What do you think, T?
I don't get to cast much NA, all right? So I feel like this is probably one of those things which is like, oh, you know, it's X team versus EG, so it's always going to be an uphill battle. But they do have some nice little skirmishing little fight in them, and of course they got Mag PA. So if they do win the lanes and get a little bit of momentum going their way, they might be able to, you know, swoop together some nice little moves. But I think for EG after last week, losing a lane of Rax against Arkosh Gaming in game 1, I think they might, you know, try and turn up the heat in some of these, you know, group stage games, and you know, maybe could be a scary game. But you know, I'm excited to see if there's some new teams arise to challenge the top 3 teams of NA.
I mean, that's one of the fun things about the DPC, right? Is being able to, you know, see these teams kind of progress, see as they get better with their synergy, figure out, you know, what works, what doesn't. I know it's always more fun when we have a new patch, seeing everybody figure it out. But, you know, we are seeing, you know, more regional style Dota and a lot of these comfort heroes, especially, you know, over on High Shaggy, definitely known as an Ember and a Void Spirit spammer. So.
Well, EG did kind of get themselves a new patch, right? They bring in Nightfall, from the Eastern European region, and now he's during the draft he has a little crown, which means he's the one clicking the buttons. But of course, you know, with Bulba, he's easy there. But I think for EG picking up someone who is also a very big voice in strategy, that also is going to be kind of a refreshing take for the team, right? So they got their little mini patch during this roster shuffle.
Be very interesting to see how it all fits together for sure. We've got the horn. We're gonna see just, you know, the basic pickup of these runes. Nothing too wild just yet. And that is something that we've been discussing is, you know, fairly early on. Are we going to see much action? Because I feel like we've been seeing more and more just really concentrating on the laning phase, not looking for kills, trying to maximize, you know, the different advantages that you can get. Is that going to be the same thing here? Because NA also, when we watched it last night, started off a little slow and then immediately just exploded.
Well, I think for Black and Yellow's sake, they need to have that little bit of explosive nature in them. You see the mid lane here, right? You know, Shaggy versus Abed. Shaggy is very much kind of mode survival, where he, as a mid laner, will be able to survive against what Batrider does, but it's how he rotates first, because he's going to be able to be quicker to the side lanes. And also in the top lane, I think Mag Willow, they picked this before, and they laned into a Terrorblade as well in their previous series from Black and Yellow. It didn't go too well for them, but the concept of Magnus and Willow is the idea that you have to shockwave into skewer, you can drag a hero through multiple routes and do a lot of damage. And then for EG, like, they have this 5 Wyvern, a hero that's very hot and cold. Like, do you have your spells or do you not? Same with Terrorblade. So it's actually quite a weak lane from EG, and I'm looking for Black and Yellow to try and, you know, punish this, as you see.
Yeah, looks like they're trying to make these plays right now, as RTZ is getting whacked away here by Zero, but they'll turn back, turn their attention over to the creep wave, maybe turn their attention over to Jerax too, because that is one thing that Wyvern does struggle with, is of course the mobility and the positioning.
Yeah, it's like a 38-second cooldown on your Arctic burn, right? And then you have Meta, which is basically an ultimate, as everyone knows by now. So yeah, this is very much, if EG doesn't have the spells up, I want to see Black and Yellow try and just throw out some spells, try and get really in there, and hopefully push the Terrorblade to jungle as quickly as possible, because they need that kind of timing where offlane wins into voice but rotate, and the map can feel quite small.
I feel like the problem with the mid lane, though, like you said, 1 second, Jerax in a bit of a corner here, throws out the Splinter Blast, tries to find a little bit more time, but Danao is in the right place, right time. He'll get the kill, and in the mid lane, Abed gets the solo kill on high Shaggy, and that's what I wanted to ask you here, T. I feel like you can't play a lane just to survive it and hope to win. Yeah,
especially against Abed as well. I think, you know, Void Spirit right now, level 3, he's gone for 2 points Pulse into 1 point Remnant. He's playing on the fact that he's trying to hit the Remnant onto the Batrider and then just simply walk away. But when you're playing into a Batrider, multiple sticky napalms, you kind of need that Dissimulate to extend the time in which you're not getting hit by Firefly, then dodge. So yeah, I think unfortunately for High Shaggy, not having the levels ready to survive there. Jube getting picked a couple of times.
Dad. He's fine, he's fine. He's sitting a little bit low on resources, though. So what's is the best plan then for, you know, obviously it's 1 death, right? It's not the end of the world, but it's not super comfortable. Jerax gonna get skewed forward, and that's another kill for Danao.
Yeah, this offlane's going pretty well for them. Mainly because they're killing the Wyvern a couple times. But I guess if you're EG, this is the beauty of Dota, right? Right now, Jerax is like, don't worry guys, RTZ's not dying. And if you're Black and Yellow, it's like, yeah, don't worry guys, we're getting these kills. So both teams are probably fine with what's happening. It's just who can use that kind of camaraderie to extend it into striking the lane, because you know, Terrorblade should be getting pushed away to the jungle pretty soon.
Ooh, Jube.
Yeah, it's pretty low.
Yeah, I don't think they have anything else left here, but like you said, it does come down to, you know, whose timing is it going to benefit the most in this top lane, right? You're having a lot of pressure being placed over on RTZ, and then also you have Jerax kind of having some difficulties, and Dunao's getting the kills. It's not Zero, which I think would probably be the most opportune, I believe, you know, to try to get this Magnus up and running.
I think the nice thing as well, though, is like, if let's say, you know, Willow's getting the kills, right? When Abed next rotates to mid, or let's see, rotates, when he goes aggressive mid lane, Willow then TPing with that extra little bit of something can help offset the fact that Abed is currently beating Shaggy in the 1v1, so every time someone gets a little bit more from a kill, they should be able to find more advantage on the map from it.
Well, this is pretty nice here. Oh, bottom lane, a little bit of pressure being placed over onto Rises. They're going to hunt through the tree line, need maybe 1 more hit or 2. And with the rotation here from Jube, they're going to back off. They're going to respect it. They'll throw out a Nightmare, get a couple more value hits. Rises has to be careful, though. He doesn't get too close. Fairy Fire coming out from Crit. They'll throw out a Dragon Tail, and they will slow down Jube. But, you know, they did manage to go and secure both of the water runes, which is a little bit difficult. Obviously, it's not the end of the world. Mid lane's a little bit more forgiving with, you know, that you have multiple runes spawning. But that does give a slight advantage to Shaggy in that mid lane.
Yeah, right now, it's kind of... I'm just excited to see how Shaggy makes his first move, right? Like, when he hits that 6, is he going to continue farming mid? Or is he going to try and make an explosive play with that 6-minute rune and try and just break down the side lane? Because like, we saw how kind of... I didn't want to say boring, but, you know, DK is that hero, but you just sit in lane, right? You never really get zoned out. You got 2 points in your passive. You're so tanky. PA is never really going to kill you. This bot lane's about is crit out of position. If not, Nightfall, just free farms. So it's kind of like same thing for mid. Shaggy just farm. Batrider should be able to farm. So I really need to see Shaggy break down this top lane, punish the Terrorblade Wyvern, and then from there utilize that in power, give it to PA. Suddenly you got like a Death with BKB, Roshan, take fight. Like that's kind of how I'm seeing this game potentially develop. But of course, you know, things can change if a rotation goes poorly or if Abed gets like another kill here.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things, having watched, you know, plenty of NA Dota in the past and knowing the way that Shaggy plays, he does like to make these rotations. He does like to be fairly active. What I'd be most concerned about, though, is if they get a little bit too divide, I guess. If they go, if they get a little bit too enthusiastic, go for a dive, because that can be so easily punished by Abed, right?
Yeah, that's the nice thing about Batrider, right? Like you get the bot, sorry, and off you go. And he just pairs up with crit here. Crit tanks off the Nightmare.
Juve's still taking a lot of damage. Yeah, they'll find a kill on him.
It's not the bet you gotta worry about.
You know, when you have a hero that's having a really good game, right, you just bring both supports to the lane, and Terrorblade Magnus in a 1v1, Mag's never killing Terrorblade. DKPA in a 1v1, DK's never dying, right? So EG has just identified the fact that now both cores have got to the point of having levels to play their lanes. If you just bring the supports mid to a bat that's already beating Void Spirit, this is how EG will slowly build that advantage due to the fact that, you know, again, this Batrider will be able to just unlock any of these earlier fights.
He's farming quite well right now. Currently sitting at the top of the network. Again, it is a Batrider. We expect these sorts of things. But it's definitely going to cause problems later on into the game when he decides he wants to be more active. As Nightfall goes for a bit of a dive here. Throws out the Dragon Tail. Gonna get a couple hits off over onto Rises. So, throw him over against the tree, but the teleport is coming out from the Dark Willow. She's got Shadow Realm already playing. They're going to try to put enough damage over onto Crit. One more hit should do it, as Rises will be able to get the kill on the Hoodwink.
That was a good rotation from the Widow there, just trying to punish a little bit of greediness. I was kind of expecting maybe the Void Spirit to come down, but again, it just kind of feels awkward, right? A DK. Ooh. Like, if it was level 6, and then you're killing him, that feels good. But the level 5 DK diving your tower, it doesn't really warrant Shaggy coming on down. So good thing that at least the Willow came down, gets at least one kill. But as soon as Nightfall hits 6, Black and Yellow are going to need to respond to this, because this tower, it will fall for free. You don't have your own Winter Wyvern style hero that can sit down here and just push out the waves.
Is it more value, though, to have the DK move over into the mid lane and try to put pressure on the mid tower? Like something that they might not necessarily suspect, pair it up with the Batrider?
Radiant's bottom tower.
I just want to see if Arteezy dies here. I don't think he is.
He's fine.
Got a pig ball away. It's kind of one of those things where you want to stay in your lane for as long as possible, and then when your mid's ready as well, then you can sync up. So the first ult is pretty much 9 times out of 10, hit the tier 1 tower, gives your time for your mid to get the items, your own carries jungle to be free, because any mid power rotation is pretty close to the jungles, right? So if it goes poorly, suddenly the enemy's just invading. So taking away this bot tower first, it gives you that 2-3 minute window where everyone's thinking of like the furthest point away of your own kind of jungle. Arteezy's happy right now with the fact that this tier 1's down. He can also farm the triangle for free, because now if you look at the minimap, EG's kind of got this wall in front of him where he's able to farm behind. Those smokes are going to be able to cut in.
A little bit of a jump here. Shaggy.
Just dies instantly.
Man, Dana has taken like 3 of these final hits.
I mean, hopefully he can...
secured, but...
Yeah, if he can get himself into the game with it, then no complaints.
Abed sees Rises, goes for the lasso play. We'll just drag him up over towards the cliff area, and we'll be able to get the kill on PA.
But you can see that's kind of like the standard script of Dota, right? Where Arteezy's under a little bit of pressure, or he sees a tower fall, he rotates to bottom. PA, same thing, right? His tower's getting hit, so what does he need to do? Rotate to top. And you see the mirroring carry moves, but of course, Batrider's in position to always get the kill, but instead Shaggy's just farming the jungle a little bit, and Black and Yellow, they're not they're not really running at the enemy, which I kind of expected them to do a little bit here. I know they're down on net worth, but connecting the Willow and the Voice Spirit early on, it can be pretty devastating, or at least buy time for your Mag PA to sync up and start, you know, utilizing the jungle a bit better. But it's early days. I can just feel it not slipping away. I know it's only 10 minutes in, but I can see like this top net worth DK, Arbed farming whatever he wants, the vision looking really well. But you know, EG is going to be pretty happy in the game so far.
Yeah,
we haven't mentioned this yet, but
yes?
the PA is going for the Battle Fury with the Magnus, like, and has Empower. This is a lot of empowering happening here. I think some might say this is unconventional, but we'll see how this one works out. Normally, you want to use Empower for skipping Battle Fury for quicker items, right? Like a Deso, a BKB, throw in a Shard, and then just Basher, jump heroes, kill them quickly. But opting to delay the aggressive timing for an extra 5-6 minutes might be the shortcoming here.
But do you think they just feel like they're starting to fall a little bit too far behind, so they want to try to ensure that they have, you know, more of that late?
Yeah, potentially. It also might be a thing where Yellow coming into this game was like, okay, Mag, we need you to play more active, and you have to play with the team, right? You need to be on the other side of the map, and I'll try and farm, but like that logic doesn't really check out competitively when you're picking Mag PA, right? Like you kind of want every move to be Mag running past PA, Empower, into then a fight. Everyone's happy, right? So
yeah, for extreme optimization and efficiency.
This feels more like the PA's gone, I don't trust you to empower me, so I'm going to do my own thing.
Oof.
We'll see how it works out, honestly. Like, I just haven't seen the Fury and the Empower for quite some time.
Oh dear, Rises falls to Abed yet again. It just happens to be wandering through the jungle. And this is the thing that's interesting to me, is the fact I feel like Black and Yellow has this very aggressive style trap, but we're not seeing the aggression, and EG is just being allowed to really do whatever they like. Although Nightfall blinking forward, showing off that fresh blink. You know, bushwhack him to the tree, put out the sharpshooter, gets the break off. Doesn't quite have enough damage with the flame break, bouncing back, couple hits. It's another kill for Abed. Jubei now throws out the Nightmare over onto Arteezy. It's a really nice terrorize, which puts everyone away. But of course, their main objective here is this tower. Teleports are coming in though, Rises. I don't know if they can fight this. I don't think you want to.
He has 980 HP on this PA. He doesn't want to go anywhere near a Bat Rider or even a DK stun, because of course, like, the beauty of DK Hoodwink offlane is DK jumps in with that instant stun, tanky enough not to die, and then Hoodwink will always be able to connect with her ultimate. So it's a nice combination. But the reason why EG is able to play with this confidence is they take this bot tier 1 and then they place these aggressive wards. Like in the Radiant jungle, there's one dire ward, which allows Batrider to come on in and instantly pick off the PA. But you see here mid, right? The DK stun, pretty easy for Crit to connect on a stun hero. And then from that, it's just the chase down. Like Black and Yellow, their heroes are very much, if they jump you, they're going to try and kill you within the grip, within the RP. But after that, they don't really have anything else. Really nice chair, actually, from Jarex. I love the pink. It's pretty cool. But then for EG, it's a lot easier for them. Once they connect to stun, they can still run heroes down because they're innately a little bit tankier. They've got Cold Embrace and the Winter Wyvern to support anyone else, but they're not going to be dying early on. Yeah, EG just, again, they're just using their heroes nicely, playing the map well, playing on the vision of Jarex.
I mean, hold that thought as Crit does get revealed here, and they'll try to put more damage over the Rise to get the double break off, followed up with the Splinter Blast. Nightfall getting burned down here by Bedlam, but still going to be absolutely fine. Abed is going to go for that lasso pull right into the rest of his team. Should be able to finish off Shaggy, and he is definitely dead, as now Jubei has been left behind. They're just going to run after him. A little bit of a nightmare coming out. But in the end, Nightfall will get himself a double kill.
Gotta say, respect to Shaggy there. You know, he sees his PA about to get hit by the Hoodwink, by the sharpshooter, and he instantly jumps in to tank the break. Like, that could have just been a straightaway dead PA. But Black and Yellow, they're reading this game as if there wasn't a meta up, so they're trying to make a 5-man smoke, try and use the spells that they have to get a kill. They invade the jungle. But again, like Arteezy, he's farming the triangle. They have this vision bottom still existing, so they know Black and Yellow aren't just farming. They know the smoke's imminent. That's why they position themselves defensively, and they're able to, you know, turn around this Black and Yellow smoke.
Well, they do manage to find themselves Jarex, but there it is. The Shockwave will be able to ensure that they get the final hit off. So I was going to say, though, one of the things that I wanted to see, and this is not the trio I expected.
Oh, another smoke.
Yeah, they're feeling a bit desperate right now.
PA's like, please leave me alone. I have a slower Battle Fury than if I wasn't getting empowered. Like, it's so rough for me. Please stop making me fight. And that's where Black and Yellow, okay, well,
they did just pick up the Blink Dagger, though, for the Magnus, so that is a big item timing. So if they could potentially get a couple pickoffs, but, you know, we just watched a gank squad of High Shaggy on the Void Spirit. We saw the Magnus and the PA. What I want to see is I want to see the Void Spirit, the Dark Bullet. They'll go for the Beam's Grip, so this is a nice pickoff. They'll be able to finally finish off on Jerax, but Abed is here. And he's going to start moving forward, creeping after Jubei, dropping the Firefly. Nice, they'll be able to take down High Shaggy using the Sharpshooter. And they'll take down Jubei. Now, oh, he's trying to get away. He drops the Brambles. He hopes that he can buy himself enough time. Abed, though, just going to clear them slowly but surely using some of those illusions. They don't have anything to cancel out the TP, though, when he's in that Shadow Realm.
This is kind of the issue for Black and Yellow, right? Like, we see that perfectly within this engagement where Jerax is kind of wildly running on in. Oh, I'm going to go for a D-Ward. He gets hit by the Void Spirit spells, a grip. And then after that, they're in this position where they can't disengage. They're like, oh god, there's a Batrider chasing me. There's a Hoodwink coming from the trees. It's very difficult for Black and Yellow until PA's happy, until Void Spirit has 2-3 items, for them to kill a hero and then happily retreat. They have to make sure that when they kill a hero, we can then have a good 10-15 second window to retreat without them really coming. But of course, EG's never going to let that happen. They're always supporting each other to punish anything.
I mean, it's pretty crazy, too. Like, if you look at their lineup, you've got a couple different ways. Like, so yeah, you've got good initiation, but the nice thing about Wyvern is a lot of the times you don't have to use that for initiation, the Winter's Curse. You can use it as, you know, just resetting the fight or, you know, deciding to go back in. You've got a lot of options.
Oh, yeah,
which is
100%.
really, really nice in this particular style draft because, you know, they have a lot of ways to set up ganks, initiations, what have you, with what they have, like the Blink Dagger coming in, or, you know, crit following up with Bushwhack. We'll get the taunt off, though. They'll drag back and try to just blow Jerax up, but there it is. There's the Winter's Curse. It'll buy them enough time, though. It looks like Jerax will take a lot of Bedlam damage to the face, so he will fall. Abed, though, giving chase, has his eyes on zero. Nightfall jumps forward, again, has that Dragon Tail, a couple more hits, and Abed is wicked sick.
I kind of want Black and Yellow to stop killing Jerax, because every time they kill him, EG's like, yeah, boys, if we put Jerax in this position, they're gonna kill it, and then we'll get the return kills. And it's happened like 3 times in a row now, so if Black and Yellow see the Wyvern, don't jump him. There's gonna be at least 2 to 3 heroes behind, ready to kill off a core and punish you for killing off the position 5. But no, yeah, we kind of mentioned this already. For Black and Yellow, that kill threat is the idea of, like, actually, the best way for them to get killed now is you have to skewer them away from the rest of the heroes, then utilize that Bedlam from the Willow, try and get numbers advantage, and then go for the kill. But like you just mentioned, it's the Winter Wyvern. If he's getting jumped first, they're using 2 or 3 of their big kill spells to kill him. And if they're not killing him, there's a curse.
Yeah, they go for the Beam's Grip, but look at this. The follow-up immediately. A good terrorize, though. We'll push them away. Go for the Sharpshooter. Shaggy will be able to finish off Abed. That's a 7 times wicked kill streak done. But now, go back in. There's the RP here from Zero. It's a lot of damage. They'll take out Kurt. And now they're going to chase after Nightfall. That Splinter Blast slows them down just a little bit. The Brambles not going to be able to quite connect over onto Nightfall, but they'll assimilate, and they'll be able to take out the DK.
All right, that was nice. That was nice. Like, they get the grip onto the Batrider, but they do it in a point where EG's not ready. Like, this is a rare moment where EG, in every other time that a hero was caught, they were always in position to quickly turn that around, right? But this time, Batrider's by himself. They're a little bit more kind of relaxed, I guess, in this engagement. And they were able to hit a good RP, and yeah.
I think it's exactly what they really needed there.
Yeah,
you know, we watched the net worth shift over a little bit, but again, this entire time, Artur has been allowed to just hit creeps and do whatever. Look at his items.
But also, PA just climbed up the net worth, right? This was a PA that was, I think, sitting 3rd or 4th, but now...
Well, he has the Battle Fury now, too.
Oh, I'd hope so. It's Battle Fury and Empowered. It should double his net worth if you have both of these.
That's the hope, but you never know, right?
Yeah.
So, a little bit of invasion coming out from EG. They're going to take over the Tri-Camp area. And they're making a lot of moves here towards this top lane.
Yeah, the back and forth of this game, you know, Black and Yellow, no RP, no grip, EG run at them. If EG have no Winter's Curse, maybe no BKB on Batrider, you know, they're going to return the favor and give them a cheeky, you know, 1-2. But this is now EG's turn to be aggressive. Oh, they've adjusted who's getting baited now. It's now Nightfall who will be trying to get Black and Yellow to jump in.
I feel like you don't jump on Nightfall, though, out of all the heroes. Like, come on, Jerax, you know, throw your body at them. Yeah, we'll have the backup, don't worry.
Yeah, Jarek's right now in the quick play like, boys, I don't want to bait anymore. I'm going to buy a blink. I'm going to sit a bajillion units away. I'll join the fight once you've started scuffling. I can't be the one tanking these spells anymore.
I mean, that's the dream as a Wyvern. Once you get that blink, life gets so much easier. All right, play gets started on Abed. They'll find Jubei. They'll go for the drag back, and they're going to try to just blow up the bait, but there's a lot of damage coming out. There it is, the Terrorize again. The Taunt Fear going right out. They'll get the kill on Abed, and they'll find a kill on Arteezy. Nice Winter's Curse, though, coming into play. Should be able to finish off. And they'll take down Shaggy. They're still waiting to get the final hit off over on Rises. They'll find it. Curse Crown, they'll procking the drag back again. As they're going to try to buy a bit more time here for Nightfall. They used that heal from the Winter Wyvern, taking a little bit of a sleep in that Nightmare. Nightfall was trying to get away, but he follows up with a beautiful stun just in the nick of time. Zero not going to be able to get this kill as Jerax is left behind. Crit seeing what he can do here. Is he going to be able to save this Jerax? Is he going to be able to get the denial? He's going to buy a bit of time, but there it is again. Shockwave from Zero. Will clean up. Nightfall popping the BKB. They'll follow up though with a beautiful RP from Zero. They'll get the kill on one, and they're looking for more. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to quite grab Nightfall, and with that pickup of the Hastrand and the Piggy Pole, he's out.
Ooh, okay. What a... EG just... You have to be careful with how you word this, you know, because they're doing a lot on the map. That's the nice way of putting it. You know, they're showing Nightfall farming top. Jax runs for the creep wave top. Cool. That's two heroes. Meanwhile, you've got Bat plowing his face down mid tier 2, TB supporting him emotionally behind him, and that allows Black and Yellow a window to jump the two big cores where Winter Wyvern's not there, DK's not there. We get to see a replay. Like, look at the minimap right now. 3 of EG are running to this engagement. Guys, we're not ready. And then this allows Black and Yellow that small window of opportunity to quickly kill off the Bat Rider, get the Terrorblade as well. But, you know, Jax, at least with this, if this curse didn't come in here and they still try and take the fight, this would have been devastating for the EG. But the fact that they still try and give it a go, they are able to at least go even on kills, it kind of saves the day, because that was some potential throw material. But again, EG's EG, they're going to identify when they're strong, back into another fight.
The BKB from Rises, he wants to ensure that he can get his hands on the PA, which does.
I think this is the different characteristic in like teams where like EG, the reason obviously why they're able to beat these NA teams with quite confidence is they're constantly taking these fights. They're kind of giving this false confidence to Black and Yellow. It's like, wait, can we actually win? And then bam, they're back at it again with another kill and another kill, and then they're going Roshan. Like Black and Yellow, they have to contest this Roshan. PA potentially might even be looking for a back here.
How do they contest this though? They don't have the RP up. It's difficult, right? Shaggy though can immediately step forward. Baton BKB though coming out from Nightfall. They get the Terrorize. They've got the Bedlam. They're doing a lot of damage. They'll be able to take crit down. And now Jubei with that Fiend's Grip. He's gonna get Nightmare and he's gonna fall next. Shaggy looking for this opening. Do not will fall. Nightfall sitting so very low. Winter's Curse coming out from Jerax. Does manage to hold him in place a little bit longer. Maybe allow his team to kind of back off as Arteezy will go for the Thunder play. Still no zeros over in this pit. They've got a lot. The RP just solo, but it's a pretty good RP when you consider that you can take out Abed and you can ensure that you're going to get Roshan now on the side of Black and Yellow.
They're actually doing a really good job here. You know, like you mentioned at the start of this engagement, right? Like, what do they have to contest this? They don't have to get the kills. They just need to try and delay it long enough that PA can then come in at the tail end of the fight and get some cleanup. And then PA realistically wasn't even needed, right? They hit the really nice RP, the Willow getting off this damage, and again, yeah, EG struggling a little bit here. If they don't hit the clean timing of, DK stun into Hoodwink into then Bat on top, it is kind of difficult for them to get these kills, especially when this Void Spirit, rushing this Lincoln as well. He wants to get into the middle of the fight. He either needs to get it popped by DK stun, Winter's Curse, or a Sunder or a Lasso. Like, these are all big spells. There aren't any like kind of cheap ways for them to break this Lincoln's right now. So yeah, Shaggy right now with his itemization is kind of putting a thorn in EG's side because he's very disruptive. And yeah, Black and Yellow get the first Aegis.
We have the Aegis on the PA, also completed up a Manta. As they see them now here, they're going to try to make a play. This will be the follow-up though from Shaggy, the BKB coming out from Abed. Just wants to go, they'll drag back, and look at the counter now.
Radiant's bottom tower is
as the rest of EG starts just moving their way through the jungle and taking up all the farm.
Yeah, they can't really back down right now. They still need to play with this confidence, and because if they give up too much of the map, suddenly the Battle Fury, the Empower, everyone's going to be able to get this net worth out of nowhere for Black and Yellow. So EG, they are trying to make the map feel a little bit small, and it is kind of working out. But I think if you're EG, you should be a little bit scared now. A game which was looking pretty fluid with the Abed Batrider running around doing whatever he wanted, DK getting everything he needed in the game. Suddenly it's a little bit more difficult. They have to be pretty calculated with the next move. Potentially waiting out Aegis could be an option, or at least killing off one of the black and yellow cores if they're out by themselves. And the speed in which EG's been playing, like, before we praised their vision, but now because it's been quite a rough 5 or 10 minutes, they're not really playing, I think, with any wards on the map right now. Yeah, I don't think they actually have any vision on EG placed, so it's pretty difficult for them to make that nice move that we said they needed to make.
A little bit of a scary moment there for Abed as he ran into 2 of the cores on the side of black and yellow, but they'll allow him to live for now.
Oh, Mag's got a Lincoln as well. He got double Lincolns. Yeah, this is really nice.
Shaggy in the mid lane, they'll go to pop the Lincolns, but he's just a little bit too fast with those fingers, so not going to be able to follow up with the Dragon Tail.
Yeah, you see the DK, DK shifting his items, right? Going for the halberd. Get that the Lincoln's break.
Needs something, that's for sure.
Yeah. Like, this will be probably the next timing, unless they just want to run into the Aegis right now.
Radiant are scanning.
They're just being very, very patient right now over on the side of EG. Black and yellow showing in this middle lane, showing the PA. Of course, she does have the Aegis, so they don't want to jump on her. They want to get anybody else, if possible. But, I mean, if she walks into their hands, I'm sure they're not going to be too disappointed.
That's a lot of cleave.
So how do EG approach this now? Because it is, they do have the Aegis. Is it just simply, a matter of like cutting waves and just continuing to farm up for now?
Yeah, you can kind of see it from the vision that they've now placed again. It's this double Radiant ward setup, which is the idea that they're gonna skip the mid wave, skip the bot wave, play inside a fortified area. Hopefully DK can get a halberd in time, because right now they do not take any engagements, like, simply due to the fact that they can't eat through the Lincolns, right? Like, there aren't enough targeted spells on the EG's lineup to comfortably go, all right, that's the PA control, now that Magnus isn't RPing, oh wait, there's so many different things jumping them now. So EG, they kind of want to buy their time, wait for this Aegis to expire, then make that one decisive move using Meta, hopefully in a good spot. But, black and yellow, they're seeing this and instantly running at them.
Yeah, they are. High Shaggy jumping over onto RTZ. The blink forward from Rises. They'll get the Sunder play off. Artura should be able to walk away. Question is, do they chase? Do they want to chase into this? Because it is pretty scary when they do have something like the Winter's Curse. See, they back off just a little bit. You can see the meta being used here by RTZ, but that's Scotty trying to kite here with Rises. Terrorize spell does connect. Rises jumps back in. It's a good cold embrace though coming out from Jax. Will keep him alive a bit longer as they also have the Curse Crown on the back line, so they'll clean up on Abed. As Rises again takes a lot of the Scotty damage to the face, but he's still chasing after RTZ, who's going to get drawn into this remnant. And there it is. He pops that Montague, and they get enough damage on in time. Another good cold embrace coming up from this Wyvern. They're just hiding around over on the back lines, trying to make sure that they can't get the jump, but eventually they do take down RTZ. And now Jarex is forced to blink away.
Oh, they're gonna get crit.
Oh, they're trying, and it's looking pretty good. Yeah, they'll use the RP. Why not?
Stop him from skipping anyways, and yeah, that was really good for black and yellow, just because at the start of that fight, that was a 40 seconds left on the Aegis, and you kind of saw from EG that they're trying to poke them long enough that maybe if they disconnected, they get the kill, but realistically, this is a fight taken a little bit too early if EG, right? Like, when you have that Roshan timer, you got to try and buy it out, because the only reason PA was able to kill TB was the fact that she had the confidence on 300 HP to keep poking, keep running in. No Aegis there. That's probably a one fight for EG. So yeah, kind of misreading the Aegis timing a little bit. And of course, Bane getting a really good grip on Batrider when he was somewhat underneath the tier 2. Again, giving black and yellow another big advantage.
And Abed, look at that damage. He's going to try to drag back here onto the A. They know they no longer have that Aegis. Oh. The stun off, just a little bit more damage is necessary. They'll take down Rises. Immediately dissimullating away. Jubei says, wait guys, wait for me. He's going to try to help him out a little bit by throwing out that Remnant, but it's not going to save him as they have the Dragon Tail. They've got the damage. That should be a dead Bane. And EG continues to sweep through the jungles. They love to get their hands over on Shaggy. It's going to be a pretty difficult target, though, to close the gap on, as he'll throw out the Remnant, and he'll just continue on his way.
Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end, and PA dove to tier 2. No Aegis and no BKB, instantly getting lassoed and killed off. But yeah, this is EG's like, all right, boys, we're back in the game. RT's trying to get that MKB as well to deal with the PA.
Nice way to pop that Lincoln's. But he's already out.
Yeah, this will be one of those moments in the game where if EG is to win this, Black and Yellow will be kicking themselves a little bit just because of this one play in the bot lane. The fact that your P gets picked off, where TB can't do anything in the game without meta, it's like that's your window to completely rinse the entire map of farm, right? But instead, you're hitting this tier 2, you're not farming the entire map, you're giving them room, and every single death in this type of moment gives EG that 1.5 minute breathing room, because now Black and Yellow, they have to group back up together, they need to organize the smoke, get back out on the map, and you see EG, they punish that, right? They're instantly flooding into the bottom part of the map. This is literally their second home now. This jungle, they've been in it so many times now, and meta should be available once again. But EG, they have to be so careful with how they fight. They've kind of already demonstrated that if they misuse a couple of their key spells, Black and Yellow are able to kite out and run them over.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
It does look scary, especially when you consider the fact that the PA now picking up the completed Scotty. We're going to be seeing even more damage and kiting coming out. Hi, Shaggy, they're finding an opening on Jerax as Critfuls rises over the back lines. Looks like that blink should be enough to save Jerax. They're looking, though. A little bit off the mark. Very close.
Hello, Mike Dust. What
That was very, very close. And, you know, Roshan may respawn in 2 seconds. Let's find out.
Radiant's middle tower is under
A
attack.
later spawn. A minute 22 until Roshan does respawn, so if that was like one of those instant 10-second spawns, you might see Black and Yellow going for it. They might even be checking it now. Yeah, this is going to be the game-deciding moment right now. How does EG contest and how does Black and Yellow try and fight for this Roshan control? Because they will be able to do it very quickly.
Zero making his way forward. Does have that Shadow Blade now, so he can try to take them by surprise. There are a decent amount of little sprinkled sentries, though, here and there.
Radiant's top tower
But this
is
will be
under
a big reveal. Nightfall blinks forward,
Radiant's
expecting
top
someone to be
tower
there.
has fallen.
Was someone there a second ago. It's not there anymore, and they go for a big smoke play. EG wants to make sure that they can secure themselves this Aegis.
They have the vision as well. They got one cheeky little dire ward in that radiant triangle, so they are smoking into some sort of information.
Now they'll get the jump on Jubei immediately, and they're going to try to just rip him off the map. Should be able to do it. Nightfall gets the kill on Jubei. They'll turn their attention now over to Dunal. They've got the curse trend over to Ovid, but he's just already melted 2 Nightfall. That's 2 supports on the side of Black and Yellow. Oh, they're going for more. They want rises. And he manages to wait long enough to drop that Dragon Tail. But he will blink away. Shaggy rejoining. Look for the opening. Gets the silence off over to Ovid. Ovid, he has a BKB. Won't be able to follow up.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So EG feeling very confident now. Bane will be up fairly soon, as will the Dark Willow, but they're going to make their movements over into the pit.
Yeah, it's going to be 40 seconds into the next DK ultimate, and that's when I think they'll be looking to go Roshan. I don't think they want to instantly try and force this. You know, just getting the kills alone is really good for them. And we are now seeing EG as well. Like, they got the Halberd on DK. They're now trying to use Splinter Blast to break Lincolns, and you know, Nightfall has the BKB here. He won't really care too much. He didn't have DK anyway, but the fact that he has no BKB, maybe this could be a Roshan for Black and Yellow. There's no way EG gives this away. They're instantly back.
No, of course not. We have a Winter Wyvern. Like, Winter Wyvern alone should be able, you know, if you get the positioning quite right. Oh, Jubei, wrong place, wrong time, my friend here, as he's going to get taken down. Derek's going to crit all dying for rises, though. Look at this damage. They got the last hold into place. Bane's going to buy back. Nightfall will fall to now. Get those long-range Scotties. They want the final hit over onto rises. Is it going to be enough? Yes, the damage is there. Ovid gets the kill. As rises will buy back. Hi, Shaggy trying to put out this damage here. Not going to be able to quite find it. They do have the vision over on top of the eye spot. As Arteezy's taking a decent amount, they'll go use the Winter's Curse just to hold him in place a little bit longer. Try to buy a bit more time here because Jarek's sitting very, very low. Zero joining back in. The rest of Black and Yellow, they're back up. A lot of buybacks, though, going on in that last fight, as this Roche is still available for the taking.
Double damage.
They've already used the curse.
Nice little DD to help get this Roshan on the way, but... Whew. Is Shaggy... No, okay, blink out. In this fight, we kind of saw two kind of struggles for both teams here, where PA v Terrorblade in the 1v1 vacuum of a fight, Terrorblade does win now, because of course you've got the MKB to eat through the evasion, and of course Thunder as well. So PA struggles now in that fight, and she had the buyback to be able to get into this. We're going to see the replay here. So it starts off with Jubei dying, and then PA jumping in. I think you might see it here. Look at this, bam! Instantly blows up both Jax and Crit, but this is the difficult moment. Back right into PA, no Lincoln's available. Terrorblade just instantly chunking him down. PA can't really take these fights. Of course, buyback into getting Aegis is going to help out, but Black and Yellow need to be a little bit careful that when they jump RTZ, it's going to be a jump with multiple sources of damage because, yeah, PA can't do it alone now. But the fact they were able to blow up both supports at the start offsets the fight a little bit, gives them an ability to instantly get back into the Aegis.
So much damage coming out from the PA right at the start.
Yeah, it's like, even though Black and Yellow get this Aegis, they need to kind of tighten up how they're playing with the advantage, because if they throw this Aegis away, I can see this game getting extremely difficult due to the fact that Terrorblade slowly won't be getting kited anymore, right? He'll be able to actually get the kill in the moment, right? If there's a Daedalus suddenly in play, that PA is instantly dead, right? It's not how many times does she blink away until she dies. It's going to be, if you blink in, you're going to die. So right now, Black and Yellow, they need to utilize this Aegis a little bit better than they did with that previous one, just to make sure that they can actually get themselves into a lead.
Now, do you like the idea that we have Zero has a gem and is going to be able to remove some of this vision? Do we like this pickup here?
I absolutely love a gem. When you're in a point where you're trying to win the game, take away all possible vision. Don't allow the enemy supports to play underneath the idea of, oh, there you are, there you're not. Just remove from the game. So yeah, I'm a big fan of gem. As early as you can get it comfortably, teams should be looking at it.
I'm going to see some TPs coming back because they put a little bit of damage on the Radiant base here, but not enough comparatively. Ooh, look how low Arteezy is.
That is just the damage of Void Spirit level 25, of course. Simulates stun as well. Like Shaggy can be extremely disruptive in this game. Like Winter Wyvern, even Terrorblade, Hoodwink, if they get jumped by this hero, they're going to be put to either dead or a third HP. Specifically Terrorblade, third HP. The other two will die. But yeah, he can really unlock a fight for his team.
And we do get the Bloodthorn now picked up by the Dragon Knight, so a little bit more damage coming out of the side of EG, bit more control, which is always nice.
Yeah, and the True Strike as well. That's the key component here. With PA not getting a BKB or any really, I guess, you know, you've got the Manta, but if it's a DK stun into Bloodthorn, that window of time where Terrorblade chunks through, that's going to allow the kill to come in. And I think that's maybe why Terrorblade hasn't gone for, let's say, a Daedalus here. Get a Satanic of yourself, use the Bloodthorn of your DK to amplify your damage. Suddenly you're going to be going to absolute town on this PA if she's ever out of position.
So something's going to need to pop, and there it is. There's their opening. If they can get there fast enough, a good bushwhack, but get another Lincoln's tie right on top of Rises to protect.
That is a scary PA. Like, a PA without Lincolns, pretty scary. A PA with like double Lincolns behind that is
scary.
It's like, guys, we're going to pop this. Look, look. As soon as it goes down, bam, instantly back again.
Both of these cores over on the side, Black and Yellow and EG, they did just pick up the Satanic, so it's a matter of who can hit each other for the longest without getting disabled. You see Jerax continuing, just throwing out those Splinter Blasts. Rise is trying to get over here to this Lazarax here in the top lane, but Collisions are just going to get chipped away here by Arteezy, and they'll back off for now.
A nice little bit of discipline from Black and Yellow there, because with an Aegis, you might want to try and take the fight, but I think they're respecting the idea that if PA loses one life and they use Lincolns on that life, then suddenly Batrider with Lasso dragging them behind tier 4s, you know, Black and Yellow aren't going to win a fight diving behind these towers, trying to take an engagement. So yeah, very much respecting the fact that repositioning is this within EG's draft, and then they back it off, try and get the fight back into an open area, maybe get under some vision, because, you know, fighting in base, very, very difficult.
I feel very bad for EG right now because of the fact they have just no vision, right? They've got that one ward sitting in the base. Otherwise, everything else has been dewarded. They have a gem online for Black and Yellow. It's hard to make these moves when you have no vision.
Yeah, the saving grace for EG is the fact they have Terrorblade, right? Like, you have this illusion in top wave, you got illusions in mid. Like, their vision isn't from wards anymore, it's from where the creep waves are positioned. Because if creep waves aren't being pushed out, you can assume that they're aggressively positioned, right? And that's why EG, they are moving to the bot side of the map, playing in this creep wave because, again, top's getting pushed in, mid, it's only a couple creeps, they're not showing, and they are just going, if we set ourselves up at the objective, we probably could take the fight. It's just if we're not set up, that's where Black and Yellow will have the advantage. So yeah, EG trying to just play on the fact that they have Terrorblade is kind of the savior to their vision right now.
I like too that they're also playing fire with fire. They have another gem. Actually, they picked one up, and Batrider's currently carrying it, so they'll be able to rip down vision. So it's just a very dark map. And knowing EG too, the way that their minds work, they know where Black and Yellow is going to be sitting, right? You know that they're going to be taking up residency in the jungle. So if they move together like this,
and this is why Terrorblade is so strong. Like, look, Black and Yellow position so defensively, and they have no waves coming to them anymore, and that's why they are now smoked up, running down into EG. EG needs to be prepared for this engagement.
Nightfall. Okay, Lincoln's gets popped. There it is. That they'll follow up. The BKB doesn't mean anything when you've got a Batrider. Last Shaggy. Oh, but the play coming out from Zero with the RP, skewering the both back into the face. BKB's having to get popped now over onto off, and they want this kill over to Zero. Look at the kill over on Crit though, as Jarex ticks down. Just too much damage. Nightfall. Look at this damage. The Terrorize coming out as well. So now buying back. They need to get rid of RTZ. They need to get him out of the space. They've got the first credit. Goes to the Thunder Place. Doing a lot of damage to Ryzen, but he's just not going to be able to do enough, and he falls to the PA.
Well, that's a cheeky little tip as well from, you know, carry to carry. Congratulations, brother. I just killed you. Start of this fight from EG all came from the fact that they were trying to get the quick stun onto the Void Spirit, but I believe he broke the Lincolns with his stun actually, and then just halberded after, which prolonged the fight, forcing out suddenly the Lasso to save that kind of misplay a little bit. But yeah, we have to see it here. So I think at the very start, see here, he got the disarm off, not the stun, and then Abed had to recover that play, and because of that, you now don't have the perfect layering of stun into Lasso. It's now only Lasso, you know, the fight breaks out, and EG is in that position where Black and Yellow, they decided not to take this style of fight, because of course, the teams fighting in their own base with these type of drafts will reign supreme, and this PA just bouncing around, making sure she's never too close to Terrorblade, but just close enough that when needed can jump on top and get the kill.
Now, what an RP from Zero, though, honestly. The way that he just cracked open that fight, split them apart, so enable them to be able to take such a beautiful positioning where this PA just zips around. Very cool stuff.
This is really, really good from Black and Yellow. Honestly, I thought this would be a little bit... Again, I think most people, when they see, you know, EG, if it's not some Quincy crew or some Undying, it's always going to be, oh, you know, EG's going to win. But this first game, EG is showing some signs of either not weakness, but like... I don't know how to phrase it right now. I don't want to give it the wrong word, so I'll get back to you on how I'm phrasing it. But Black and Yellow,
you don't want all the EG fans to come after you, T.
Yeah, I mean, you're allowed to be shaky in a game. That's, of course, you know, it's Dota. You're not going to be performing, you know, as if you're winning TI every game. But this is very much a game where EG had moments of weakness, and then Black and Yellow instantly capitalized on it. Right, they're kind of eat their way through it, which is refreshing to see.
EG's just making a bit of mistakes here and there, but you know. I can't comment on.
Argosh took a racks against them as well, so you know, it's not all out for EG.
Oh, definitely. They have a Terrorblade.
Yeah,
They have a Terrorblade, they have a way to reset. I mean, that's the nice thing about these big team fight ultimates, though, right? You've got the Winter's Curse, which can easily turn around a fight, but then you also have the RP coming out from Zero. So just a lot of positioning, very, very necessary, and also making sure they know exactly where Zero is when they go into these fights.
I'm sorry, we got our
easy rapier. Let's go.
This could be the moment.
Oh, that was very close.
The line has been drawn. The smoke has been set.
I'm hoping they're not going to see this coming as they'll drop a ward, creeping their way over. Still smoked up. Nightfall leading the charge.
No vision either.
Nightfall creeping closer. They'll see Dunao. Dunao will be the one to break the smoke. So they'll jump over onto the Dark Willow. Get a nice quick pick off. And the rest of the team. Okay, there it is. A jump forward here from Ahmed. He does have that BKB. He's got the last. There's enough damage to take down two, but they don't have to worry about it now. As the jump over onto the back line rises. He's got a double damage. He does a lot, but they just hold him in place using a beautiful Winter's Curse from Jarex just to waste a little bit more time. And they'll jump back in again. They get the kill on Nightfall. There's just so much damage coming out. Teammate will fight back. So will Nightfall. But there's so much coming out. Crit trying to fight just a bit more time. Rises. He's going to try to man fight RTZ here. But Rises, he gets the kill on RTZ. And Abed next to fall. Crit. He's trying to run into an ultra kill. EG calls the GG against Black and Yellow, and I don't think anybody saw this one coming, T.
No, I don't think they did.
They look so happy. Look at them.
I mean, you're an NA team that, you know, able to take down EG is going to put them in that's confidence, right? And I think in that final fight.